Hello and welcome to Altcast. I'm your host, Alec, and let me start off by thanking you for listening to this episode. Recently, I decided to interview people that I found interesting. It could be anyone who is an artist, a writer, someone who serves their community, a close friend of mine. As long as I can explore the genuinity of a personal conversation, then share that with anyone who cares to listen. A few months ago, I had the chance to sit down with Vonne to kick off my new show, and what an amazing soul she is. She's a very talented singer-songwriter, and I knew that I had to have her on the show. I wanted to showcase Noah because of her musical talent. She's also a very genuine and loving person. Big thanks to her for coming out and talking with me and recording this episode. She's all over the country. Catch her on all the social media platforms. She has great videos out there, great cover videos as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Miss Noah Vonne. All right.
Okay.
We're already recording. Noah, thank you so much for coming over.
Thank you for having me.
What do you how's your day going? What have you been up to?
My day's been extremely good. I woke up and had some coffee and practiced a little, worked on my computer, went and met up with my friend who's in town from New York right now, Casey, and she's awesome, had some great conversation, and now I'm here. It's been a good day.
I saw that Connect 4 little thing that you made. That was so cool how you made it like
my little boomerang.
Yeah, little boomerang. That was very well done.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, so I actually have no idea like where you're from or...
Beautiful.
Yeah, right. We're off to a great start. Noah, tell us where you're from. Like, what was school like, and what was your upbringing like?
School was pretty cool. I mean, made a lot of friends. I'm from New Braunfels, Texas. It's in between Austin and San Antonio.
Okay.
So I spent quite a bit of time in San Antonio, and a little bit of time in Austin growing up. Austin was just a hair further away, so yeah. But I went to New Braunfels High School and did choir the whole time. Honestly, had a great time. Met a lot of different people, but I was like half in San Antonio sometimes too, working on stuff, and had like a fun all-girl band in high school, and I was in part of this little like folk band thing, and we had a lot of fun. So I learned like a lot of different types of music at once. It felt like.
Yeah. Wow. So it started early.
Yeah.
It started early with the. So you started choir in high school, or did that go back?
I mean, we had choir in middle school too, and everybody kind of sings in fourth-ish grade. I don't think we really had a choir though. I'm like, did we? No.
Yeah.
But I did church choir too from like second or third grade up.
Okay.
And so did church choir until those grades to senior year, and so I was also kind of doing that. I don't know, a lot of different areas, right?
All right, yeah. Well, let's dig into that. Church. Did you grow up religious at all? Did you?
Yeah, I definitely did.
What denomination?
Non-denominational.
Okay.
Just at this church in San Antonio, Texas, Community Bible Church, and it was awesome. I had a great time. My voice teacher was actually the choir church, one of the directors for the music department, basically. Mm-hmm. Not sure what her official title was, I'm going to be honest. But she was my voice and piano lessons teacher, and she was the reason I even started doing piano first. She was like, I was asking my mom for couple years, be like, hey, I just want to take voice lessons when I was in third grade or fourth grade. Okay. I was like, I really am serious about this. And so we asked Miss Amanda Singer, which is funny because her last name is Singer.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that funny? It really did. Props. But anyway, so my mom asked her, and she was like, okay, but first you need to take a year of piano lessons before I'll give you vocal lessons. She was like, you need to learn that aspect of it first. And I was like, okay. And so learned some piano for a little bit from a different piano teacher, and then went and did piano and voice lessons from her. Okay. And she was a great, she also kind of helped me and pushed me towards songwriting a lot. She was a great lady. So church was fantastic in the sense that everybody was very just kind, a great community, which is crazy. You know what I mean? A little bit.
Mm-hmm. So piano was the first instrument that you picked up?
Piano was.
So basically you just went through it. You're like, okay, I'm going to do a year of piano and start singing after this, or did
I was then just, taking voice lessons. She helped me with classical stuff and with like church solos because we're a mega church, and so there was like a full production when you were out on stage. Yeah. Like genuinely. There's the lights, all the stuff.
I've been to a lot of churches. I know what it's like.
Yeah, you know. So like I would prepare for those like solos I had to in front of like we had a full orchestra behind us, you know. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Well, when the kids choir and like whatever, the middle school and high school choir, we had our own backing band of only high school, middle school students. So it was fully all like that. Which is crazy. Okay. It was a great department.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a little bit of a similar situation when it comes to when I wanted to join jazz band in middle school, and I'd already been drumming for a couple years.
Yeah.
And they're like, you can't join jazz band until you take a year of piano. And I'm like, okay, well, no, I'm not going to do that. So I definitely called their bluff and was like, no, I'm just going to go drum on my own. But I didn't want to get into jazz and stuff. Like, now I'm into, like, blues and jazz and everything like that now. But back then I was like, I don't need that in my life. I'll just goof around.
Yeah. There's such a beauty in, like, every style of music, though, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, there really is. There's a reason that it resonates with people. Mm-hmm. Like, at the end of the day, like, what else are you listening to music for besides, like, that weird feeling you get when you do?
Yeah, it's indescribable.
It is.
So what kind of music did you listen to while you were growing up, in your formative years?
Well, a lot of Christian music back in the day. Obviously. And also, like, my mom listened to a lot of folk music just throughout the years, like good songwriters. My mom was really, really about how words resonated with emotions. And she wasn't necessarily listening to the melodies as much as the words. And my dad literally didn't listen to a second of what the words said. Yeah. and he often liked songs or like types of music that didn't have any vocals, that are just like jazz or whatever.
Instrumental stuff.
So we used to go on car rides and not talk and just listen to like jazz music or stuff like that. And that's awesome. Yeah, and he just had like a cool appreciation for the way the song was put together. And my mom had a true appreciation for the lyrics. And so like being on either side of that, I felt like I learned a lot of interesting ways to view music, basically.
Okay.
Because they both really genuinely cared about the opposite things.
Yeah, well, they can balance, they can balance each other out, too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
what a great song is.
Yeah, exactly. So you are, so you are lesbian or bisexual, or are you, do you identify as one of those?
I mean, I would say I am lesbian and with like an occasional bi.
Okay.
But like, listen, I think everybody's kind of like on the Kenzie scale, if you know what that is.
Oh yeah, I'm like 5% gay for Tom Brady.
See, I'm like 5% straight. And so it's like barely any, you know what I mean? Like, not really. Mm-hmm. And like, honestly, in the future, I see myself with a woman, so I think that's what truly defines that for me.
Connect with.
I'm like, I want my future to be with a woman, so like, that is,
Yeah, good for you. What age did did those thoughts or feelings start coming about?
The age, I mean, I probably had little crushes on a lot of girls when I was younger because they were like, I was like obsessed with them, but I just really just had a crush on them. You know what I mean? Obsessed with them as in this is my best friend. Like when I was really, really little. Yeah. I'm talking like when you're like kinder, first grade, right? Yeah. But that was when I was like, that's kind of weird. I feel like I care a little bit more than these other people. Yeah. Like why?
Okay.
I'm confused, but push it down. Whatever, doesn't matter. roll around to like another person that you had a crush on, and it doesn't, you're like make another like, oh no, it's not that. Just like, you know, sometimes you're like, well, it's because I totally just like think she's beautiful. That's the reason. That has to be the reason. That's the logical reason. Push it down. You know what I mean? And until like I felt like after I had broken up with, or me and my boyfriend in high school had broken up, he was an amazing human. But like I realized I wasn't really like sexually attracted to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was like, I love you. I think you're awesome. I think you're hot. But I'm not like... And I like, you know what I mean? It's such a weird, and you don't really understand the line as much when you're younger, at least for me, you know?
Yeah.
And you're just like, no, like, you just don't get what your emotions are actually saying to you yet. It takes a while to like kind of understand what you're even feeling. Yeah. Why do you think so many people go to therapy, you know? Yeah, bitch, come on.
Got
good.
it tomorrow.
Therapy's good for you.
Oh my gosh, I'm at the tail end of I guess like a 6 or 7 week, not counting Labor Day weekend. Been on like a 6 or 7 week like a once a week therapy schedule, and oh my gosh, yeah, it's a game changer for sure. I mean, I knew that I needed it, and was just like putting it off for just too long, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, as it goes, right?
Yeah, but you know, when it comes to something like that, discovering your sexuality or just who you are as a person, just in every aspect, the first 18 years of your life are just so, it's just all transitional. You're still just figuring things out. So that's why I wanted to ask you that, because, if it was just something that you had always kind of felt and you had to slowly kind of like learn and progress through. But yeah, fulfillment's a big one. If you're in a situation where, you're not really getting that, then it's better for longevity.
That wasn't even the thing though, because I did love him, but it was then like after that I was trying to like force myself to be in these flings with guys because like
that's what was socially acceptable or something like
and
that.
Also like I didn't want to be gay. You know what I mean? It's not like I was like, yes, I'm gay. I was like I knew that I was, and then I was like, at that point especially, like I knew I had these weird feelings that I understood what they meant now, and I was like, no, maybe I'm just seeing that, and so I was like, let me just try some more, and there was just nothing there, and then I had a first fling with a girl, and it was kind of like, okay, all right, this feels different. This feels right.
Well, that's what I mean, as a straight dude who's never had to, like, to me, like, it's a no-brainer. Like, women are just objectively, I mean, for me, it's just like a kind of a no-brainer for me. It's just something I haven't really had to, never had to struggle with, but it is something I want to at least, talk about the struggle with because
because you didn't have to grow up thinking that you had to be a way that you weren't.
Yeah.
You grew up having someone think you had to be the way you already were. So, like, easy to step into that role, right?
It's already set up for you,
but when your shoe doesn't fit, like, then it's an uncomfortable ride.
Yeah.
So...
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
It's a very good way to put it. Sometimes you gotta... stop and tie your shoe and figure things out.
Well, you got to get the right size.
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be the right size. Okay, so hopping back into your musical career, you originally went by Vonne, just Vonne.
Yeah, I was only for a little bit.
Yeah,
originally, I went by my first and last name, which is Noah Gregoire.
That's badass.
Yeah, but my last name was really hard for people to pronounce, and it was getting way too frustrating hearing over and over again Gregory. Yeah. And I was like, I can't do this for my whole career. I cannot do it.
That's rough.
So, which it's like any person who even knew a little French would know that it was pronounced Gregoire because it's Oire. So if you know how to pronounce French,
Yeah.
then you could do that.
Cultured people pronounce it correctly. Everyone in Texas is just like, this is Noah Gregory.
Well, everybody here too. It's not just Texas. But you did a pretty good Texas accent there.
Well, I don't.
It
I
was
don't
kind
hear,
of over the top, but it was good.
I don't hear any kind of Southern draw from you at all.
You should hear me when I am serving, when I like served tables more. Like I was. It comes out when I serve to tables because I'm like, cool, on the job. I'm like, cool, I'm on the job. I'm like, hey, y'all, how you doing today? Okay. Amazing. That sounds great, honey. All right, cool, I'll be right back. Like, super, I have no idea where it comes from. It just is like hospitality, Southern accent.
Yeah.
Just like in my nature, it feels like.
Yeah.
Probably because I feel like I had more of an accent when I was growing up, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway.
And, college? Do you to go to college?
Yeah, I went to Belmont University.
Okay.
Actually studied music business because I wanted to learn all the aspects of the music industry and like what it all entailed, and I wanted to like know it. And I also wanted to learn a little business. And it's kind of fun having an MBA. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that where you met Travis?
Yeah, we didn't actually meet. He actually reached out to me on like Facebook from a video I'd put up with me and this band I was in, and he was like, yo, I really dig the tone of your voice. I like want to work with you, kind of thing. He was like, we should talk about something. And I was like, honestly, cool. Yeah. So I have a lot of like love for Travis that he saw a lot in me when I was even like younger.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, shout out to Travis Ball. He's my roommate. He's the reason that we know each other, actually, is he introduced us.
Aw, sweet Jim.
Yeah, but Travis Ball, he's a sound engineer. Fantastic. I mean, I've heard, he's done like a back-to-back of like what it sounded like when he got it versus what it sounds like after it's been like compressed and everything like that. And it's, it's a game changer.
He's about to mix my song Love Move that I'm going to be coming out with in early November.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's all. That's the video that you made? You already made a video?
Yeah, I made a live video of that, and we're changing it up to a little bit to be the single version.
Okay, well, we're skipping ahead.
Sorry.
So were you trying to, well, I guess not trying to, so you were like releasing music while in college, and you were entering the scene, so to speak?
The world, yeah. I released a really crappy music when I was in high school. It wasn't crappy, but like comparatively to like industry standards. But for our ages and like what we were doing, it was pretty all right. But with that little girl band I was in high school, we did like a 3-song EP or something. And then I came out here, and my freshman year recorded some music, but decided like I didn't want to release it because it wasn't right. Like, kind of had like this idea basically, and it was cheap because we were all learning how to use everything. That's why I wasn't turning out right. Mm-hmm. I was getting my friends who were audio engineers and all my musician friends, and we were all coming together and trying to learn how to make songs. So we were all working on each other's projects and stuff, But
just navigating this like the first couple years of college while also figuring out what kind of sound you were trying to put out is that must have just been such a struggle. I would imagine, because when you move to a place like Nashville, like everyone thinks that they're so great until they moved to Nashville. I mean, I was just hearing someone talk about that as well. They're like, I came from Toronto and I was in a band that like everybody loved me, and like they were like, oh, you could be like a real like studio musician and stuff like that. And then he moves to Nashville, and then he's just another dude with a guitar in his living room.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So that's I kind of felt this. I didn't come to Nashville with any musical aspirations, but I do listen to what other people are putting out, and it can, the whole we all play the comparison game, and you listen to yourself sing, or and that's the big one for me, is listening to myself sing. But when you move to Nashville, it can kind of be overwhelming.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think luckily I'd already been slapped with a lot of overwhelmingly good musicians around Austin area.
Okay.
Have you been to Austin before?
I've been to Dallas for
totally
work.
different vibes.
For work, yeah, I know.
Totally different vibes.
Yeah, you're like, everyone in Austin is so healthy. They're all attractive. It's like a little
Well,
mini.
yes, they are. Totally.
It's like a little San Francisco in the South.
It's pretty. Actually, that's a pretty good way of putting it. It is a little San Francisco in the South.
I mean, I'm just going off your word. I don't, that's just what you told me last time.
Is
we
it
spoke.
really? Well, I feel very well put then. I'm here for it.
Very well said.
Pat on the back.
Yeah. So what are ways that you, I guess, cope, or what are your, what am I trying to say? How do you, what methods do you implement to get over any kind of hardship or depression or anxiety or anything that, the tumultuous times in your life? What are things that you do to help kind of center you?
Well, probably a couple things. Definitely songwrite. Definitely sleep. Because I definitely try and start eating healthier and get out in nature, because those will be like the fastest changes I can make on my body to get me out of a sad spot.
Exactly.
And then like songwriting helps you understand it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I try to do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard, Sometimes everybody likes to wallow a little bit.
That's me.
But yeah, we all do it, I think.
That's me.
But I think it's almost good to take that time sometimes too.
Yeah.
But as long as you're able to snap out of it,
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to come to terms with, is just like, it's okay, like, to feel this way. It's, it will pass, and like you said, there are like 6 or 7 like proven physical things that you can do, exercise being one of them, being out in nature, getting like sunlight, like direct sunlight.
Oh yeah.
Playing with dogs, even
oh my God, yes.
Yes, like even like the little things that you do, it goes a long way. But yeah, for me, I'm a processor, so I will sit and wallow for a while and think about it, and then I just was running in circles in my mind, and just like, how long are you going to do this to yourself, kind of thing, is the realization that I had. And so this, for me, I just like stay busy, just keep your mind off of it, and then at the end of a day, I'm a mechanic, just like I'm a physical worker. I don't like to sit behind a desk all day, kind of thing. So at the end of one of those days, it's like, okay, like I did something, and that feeling of accomplishment is what's helps me go. But everything, just from what I've seen on Instagram, like, you seem to be in a very healthy, happy relationship right now. You seem to be in a very good place. You're coming out with really good music. You have 2 videos that you came out with recently, Love Move and Good Kisser, that cover video. I love those style videos. And tell us a little bit about what you do with some of the, for like Instagram or any kind of cover videos. What are your plans, or what kind of page do you run with your friends?
Well, I kind of have been working on this little project with my friend Brenna, who was actually on like that cruise ship with, and we were out for like 6 months, and we had actually just met at the top of that cruise ship, but then we played like 3 sets a day almost every day of the week.
Okay, so so I'm sorry, we haven't brought up the cruise ship. Were you performing on a cruise ship at one point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It's okay.
What was that all about? When was this?
It was probably about, I think we got back in March. Yeah, late March.
Of this year?
Yes, of this year.
Oh, wow.
So we started the contract in August of last year. And we were in Miami for a little bit rehearsing, and then we went to Saint-Nazaire, France, which is like on the coast, and they were, still building the ship, because it was a brand new build. And so we were living on the ship when it was still being built.
Oh my gosh.
It was crazy. It was honestly so fun, because we got to live like ship life and like small town on a shipyard, France.
So you're docked.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So you just kind of like go on the ship where there's like French construction workers everywhere, and at the beginning we had to wear hard hats. It was wild. And then it was cool though. And then you get to like walk to this cute little town that had really great like creperies and espresso places, and oh my gosh, the wine, it was so good. Honestly, Saint-Nazaire was a party.
Okay. Are French people nice to you, to the American accent kind of thing?
No, yeah, they were really kind, actually.
Do most of them speak English, or just a small portion of them speak English?
I feel like probably half.
Okay.
Half of the people there seem to know enough English, basically.
I have zero culture. I know. I've never been out of the country. Never.
Ever?
Never.
Not even to Canada?
I went to. I mean, I don't count it. I went to Niagara Falls for like a day when I was like, like 2. I don't even remember it. So.
You never been to Mexico?
No.
Wow.
I know.
Bro, what are you doing? You gotta see some things.
I know. Well, there's
the money,
plans.
but at least go on a drive. It's not that far to get to Canada.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You could get to like Canada at the same time it'll take you to get to New York.
Yeah, I mean, I just drove to Michigan. That was not, that's close.
You could have
enough.
just stepped across the
pop,
border.
yeah, just
Culture,
like that.
automate,
Yes.
automate, immediately or automatically is what I was saying.
Exactly. They'll just let you walk right over. Mm-hmm. So you guys met on a cruise ship. She was also a performer and living on the ship. Brenna, I mean.
Brenna, yeah.
Sorry.
I was like, who are you talking about? I was like, who's she?
Sorry.
That's okay. That's hilarious. But Brenna and I, played like a lot, and we're also just homies. Like, she's the coolest person.
Okay.
And so we just like bonded with like our other 2 gal friends and like all of the entertainment team, honestly, and learned a lot about ourselves and also what it takes to play 3 shows a day. 3 songs, that's funny. 3 shows like a day. And like I had to sing all of them. That was a big old thing. And she was like fiddle soloing all the time. Okay. And being a baddie BGV or background vocalist too.
I was wondering what that was.
You were like, what is that?
She's like a good harmonizer.
Yeah.
Okay. That would be if I was a singer, that would be my role. I think in the very little experience, or I guess I'm in the process of learning how to sing. But if I could pick a role, I think it would be that one. Like lead singers just have that kind of like a little bit of vibrato. They just have like that natural thing. But whenever I sing along in 2 tracks of songs, I'm always singing the harmony. I always feel most comfortable singing the harmony, and that's also my personality.
Yeah.
I love being a number 2 man. I love being like a really good number 3 guy.
Kind of.
And yeah, I mean it's everyone's different. There are some leaders out there, and they're people who need to be at the top to and that's great. But I think it's just as admirable.
No, definitely.
To be like
it's all about like the team. It's not about any one person.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
There's like, you cannot do music or any type of even business or life without being on a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you are stronger in numbers. Like, I was just watching this Bill Gates documentary.
There you go.
And, he always had a partner. And it was saying, like, how he's always gone and, like, had partners, and the team that is like put together is what makes it great.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't have done it with just one of those minds.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and they had that team had their, fair share of hardships as well, and getting denied, and all that stuff. So that like you said, team mentality mixed with perseverance through the just through the weeds of when you're getting something up and going, it's always going to be really tough, and to navigate, because there's so much ego involved with it. Like, if we're just looking at the music industry, there's so much ego involved, and you see people either burn out or they don't make it, or even when they do make it, you're like, man, you're just that kind of self-centered mentality is just it's palpable, and unfortunately now it's like being twisted into like this attractive quality almost a little bit. So you hop between here and Los Angeles quite a bit. Is that right?
Just like about twice now I've been out there.
Okay.
But I was kind of going over there and just checking out the scene, really. And kind of my sister and brother-in-law live out there.
Really?
So I was excited to kind of like see them for a second too. And I had a little show this last time and a couple of rights. I think I had like 3 rights. Yeah, and it was
That's
cool.
awesome.
Got some cool songs.
Yeah, what do you think of, I mean, because I've been to Los Angeles. I spent a week, we went to some like Pepperdine thing. Pepperdine is actually in Malibu.
Fun,
Right off PCH. What do you think about Los Angeles? What do you think about, I guess, because it's just a different world. I mean, to me, when I went to Los Angeles, just being like some suburban kid, just going to LA is just like, holy crap, like the money and just like everything, just like the mindset is totally different over there. There's like this palpable, indescribable thing. It's like I don't know.
Everybody's just on the grind.
Seriously.
They don't stop. And it's amazing. And it's beautiful. And I also think that I kind of go and I realize, wow, I love like this whole mindset, but I don't like the traffic. I don't like...
Let's be real.
I don't like the cost of living.
Yes.
So I would rather be a little bit more comfortable in Nashville.
Yeah.
But I do love LA. And it's not scary to me. I think it's just like a little... I don't know. People just don't like things that are... I don't know. People just don't like things that are different, and it's just a different way of living than other people's.
Yeah.
You know?
It's very progressive.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and also, like, they just live on a different wavelength, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to be on the exact same wavelength as everybody all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you try to do that, you're going to drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
People-pleasing kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, you're self-pleasing in some ways. You know what I mean?
What are your pre-show rituals? How do you prepare for a show?
It depends on the show. Depends on if I'm just like fronting the bands or if I'm doing a solo show or whatever. It's all kind of a little bit different. If I'm doing a solo show, I will practice the entire day before I go on. Because I am such a perfectionist in the way I want it to be just with me. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I want to put all of my emotion into my vocals, so I want to not think about whatever I'm playing.
Okay.
Because otherwise I'll lose the emotion and energy I put into, like, singing, basically.
Okay. So you like to just be up there with the stand, or if you're like playing along and singing it, does it?
It's a little different, you
Yeah.
know. You can like flub a note, you know what I mean, and keep it going.
Because your eye, like that's
Well,
the
yeah,
thing
I
for
mean
me
piano,
is
but
I gotta,
also like I'm doing a lot more with guitar now too.
Yeah.
Because I think guitar is just easier to bring around, and I love like the songs on it. But yeah, it's definitely way easier for me to be bringing a guitar than a keyboard, like if I'm going to LA or if I'm going, you know what I mean? Like, that would suck to bring a keyboard. I'm sorry for the keyboardists out there.
Yeah. But there, it is admirable when you can get to the point where you're just not even looking, and because I believe that you probably can get to a mindset, like you said, of only focusing on what you're singing.
Yeah.
And this is just autopilot.
Yeah.
You're like, what, if you just like the G, D,
it
minor
goes
C.
more emotionally too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why the best pianists who play literally do like mindless piano playing, because they practice so much. They're just in the feels now, you know what I mean? They know where everything lies. Like, they've played this key a billion times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's almost something like that is from what I could be totally wrong. Have you heard of speed reading?
Yeah.
You can get to the point of reading where it's, instead of reading like one word after the other, it's almost like a movie. Your brain activates the part, it activates, I guess, like when you start watching a movie. That was awful. But you can just like skim across instead of like reading every individual word, and you can just like burn through pages and remember it.
I think that's what Bill Gates does. Have you seen The Thing though? You didn't.
The documentary?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it, but
okay.
I'm a I mean, is it on Netflix, Hulu?
Netflix.
Okay, I'm a huge fan of Bill Gates.
He's fun.
I believe that Bill Gates has accomplished more for this country than the U.S. government has.
It seemed like that's what it was like when I was watching this. I was like,
Yeah,
ooh,
exactly.
He cares.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's in a different way. We need philanthropists. That's what he is.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
So anyway.
If you're gonna tell them everything, don't leave out the good part. Tell them the way that you broke my heart when you told me that you missed her. Tell them I'm a good kisser. Tell them I'm a good kisser. You
So
know I'm
you
not
have two
right.
great videos out, Good Kisser and Love Move. Where did you record those, and who did you record those with?
I recorded in Ocean Way Studios on Music Row.
Okay.
My buddy Tate, who's like also my like main dude and my audio engineer, and
Shout out to Tate.
Shout out to Tate, you rock. I love you, dude. But yeah, he got some studio time at Ocean Way, and
Did you solid.
yeah.
That's awesome.
And so we recorded and he audio engineered it all and like did all that good stuff and just got all my people together. Like it's a last minute thing too. It was like a super last minute throw together for both of those. So
Really?
it kind of just like worked out. I picked some players I knew that are fantastic and I asked them to come and join basically for whatever. And so they came and we played some tunes.
Nice.
Played the two tunes
Yeah.
two separate times, right? And made some cool videos. And Tate's buddy Sam Vins, who's like now like my buddy too, he's a really, really cool dude. Great videographer. He just popped in and did the Love Move one. My friend Acacia did the like kind of she like videoed, set up some of her cameras to video me for Good Kisser, and then I edited that one. Because, you know, gotta cut costs. And I was like, I can do this, so I'll gotta
Take
cut.
your time,
this
I'll be
cost really fast.
fine. Ooh, but am I on your mind? 'Cause you make me stand up and fall on my knees. I can't stand ya. I'm begging you, please let me hold ya and say it's alright. Let this love move into the night.
Fantastic videos, and they're I'm just amazed, just as someone who's really honestly very poor at like networking or like just like outreach, like I didn't go to college. I just went to trade school for cars, so
Cool, man.
yeah, so I think that has a big impact, especially for your surroundings, and it's such a big music city. But yeah, for me, that's what I struggle with. I wouldn't be able to throw a bunch of people together in a room like that and knock something out like that. So it's very impressive.
Thank you.
Very impressive. What cities or other places do you hope to like play in, like live, like?
Well, I'm opening up for this dude, Sean James. I'm actually leaving on Tuesday. And we're going to Kentucky, Ohio, Pittsburgh, Ohio again, and then I think Kentucky again.
Okay.
And then me and my friend Brenna are going up to New York to play a little show there too.
Okay.
So.
Little Midwest, little Southeast tour you got going on?
Well, that's just for the first leg. The second leg we'll be going Nashville, Memphis, Arkansas, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Houston, Oklahoma, San Antonio, Austin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's impressive. That's a lot of traveling.
I'm excited. Yeah, we're headed out. This is gonna be like my first little tour, and we're being silly, and we decided we want to paint some little like tiny canvases because this kind of popped up for me, and we didn't have the merch ready yet. So we're like, okay, well, how are we gonna get any type of merch going? We're like, let's just make like little tiny canvas paintings of like tour one, and like make it like a exciting thing. Like this is going So let's, here's tour 1.
That's adorable.
Yeah, we're going to get the shirts made as Nova on tour 1 too. It'll be cool. It'll be cute, you know? Like, it's an exciting new step, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I had no idea about this. I'm really glad that I caught you. I mean, if you're about to head out of town.
I know, it's perfect timing,
in
actually.
a couple, yeah. Well, I don't know how long we've been here, but I'll end it there. The attention spans are very short.
Yeah, we can cut out a lot.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Anything like that we can do. Cool. But thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come over here. Really, I appreciate it. Out of someone who has only met me one time and would be able to do this for me.
Dude.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot.
It was exciting for me too, man. Like, it's fun. And also, you were cool when I met you. So, like, yeah. If you weren't cool, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I'm in. All right, Noah Vonne, thank you so much. I love you.
Thank you, man.